You're absolutely useless. Can't you do anything right? Princess Dinderella's voice echoed through the marble corridors of Valdoria Palace, sharp enough to make the crystal chandeliers tremble. She stood in the grand entrance hall, designer heels clicking against imported Italian tile, her manicured finger pointing accusingly at the young man kneeling before her. He'd spilled exactly 3 drops of tea on the Persian rug. 3 microscopic drops. I apologize, Your Highness. His voice was steady, controlled. Too controlled. Like he was biting back words that would get him fired or worse. She couldn't see much of his face from this angle. Just the strong line of his jaw and the way his dark hair fell forward as he bowed his head. He wore the standard palace servant uniform, crisp white shirt, black vest, perfectly pressed trousers. On his hands were cleaning gloves as he worked to remove the stain. Apologize? Dinderella's laugh was cold. Your apologies mean nothing. Do you have any idea how much that rug costs? More than you'll earn in 10 lifetimes, I imagine. I'm sure you're right, Your Highness. Something about his tone made her pause. Was that ... sarcasm? No. Servants didn't dare. What's your name again? She demanded. Marcus, Your Highness. Well, Marcus, consider this your only warning. One more mistake and you're gone. We have standards here. Of course, Your Highness. He stood, gathering his cleaning supplies. For just a moment, their eyes met. His were an unusual shade of umber, like whiskey held up to sunlight. Something flickered there. Defiance. Amusement. It infuriated her. Are you smirking at me? No, Your Highness. Simply grateful for your mercy. Definitely sarcasm. Before she could respond, her best friend Celeste appeared at her elbow. Dindy, darling, leave the poor man alone. We have dress fittings. Remember, for the mask party? Dinderella shot Marcus one final glare before spinning on her heel. You're dismissed, and next time, try not to destroy priceless antiques. As they walked away, Celeste whispered, you know, you were particularly brutal just now. Even for you. He deserved it. Did he? Or are you just taking out your frustration about the whole find a husband situation on the staff? Dinderella's silence was answer enough. A mask party? Mother, this is ridiculous. Queen Margareta sat in her private drawing room. Afternoon sun streaming through floor to ceiling. Windows that overlooked the royal gardens. She was the picture of elegance, silver hair perfectly coiffed. Posture impeccable even while taking tea. It's tradition, Dinderella. And you're 25 now. The kingdom needs an heir. The kingdom has advisors and a parliament. It'll survive without my DNA. Thank you very much. Her father, King Theodore, chuckled from his armchair. Your mother survived the same tradition, as did her mother before her. The mask party allows potential suitors to be judged on character rather than appearance or status. It's actually quite progressive, if you think about it. Progressive would be letting me choose if and when I want to marry. Darling, her mother's voice softened. We're not forcing you to marry anyone you don't want, but you must at least meet people. Give them a chance. The masks level the playing field. You won't know who's a prince and who's a pauper until after you've spoken with them. Dinderella slouched in her Chera habit that drove her mother crazy. And what if I don't connect with anyone? Then we'll host another party in 6 months. Her father winked, and another after that. We're patient people. This is medieval. This is Valdoria. Her mother smiled. Humor us, sweetheart. One night, wear a beautiful gown. Dance with some masked strangers. See what happens. If nothing comes of it, we'll revisit the conversation. Dinderella sighed. She was an only child, and she knew despite her protests that her parents only wanted her happiness. They'd given her everything, the best education, freedom to pursue her passions, unconditional love. The least she could do was attend one party. Fine, but I'm choosing my own mask. And if even one person makes a boring comment about the weather, I'm leaving. Her mother's smile widened. That's my girl. The night of the mask party arrived like an unavoidable storm. Dinderella stood before her full-length mirror, barely recognizing herself. Her gown was midnight blue silk that pooled around her feet like liquid starlight. Diamonds glittered at her throat and wrists family, heirlooms that felt heavier than usual tonight. Her dark hair was swept into an elegant updo, and her mask ... Her mask was a masterpiece. Sapphire blue with silver filigree. It covered the upper half of her face, leaving only her lips and chin visible. Tiny crystals caught the light with every movement. You look like a fairy tale, Celeste breathed, adjusting her own rose gold mask. As Dinderella's best friend and lady-in-waiting, she'd been invited to attend. Some prince is going to lose his mind tonight, or some investment banker pretending to be interesting. Optimism. Try it sometime. The ballroom had been transformed. Hundreds of candles flickered in golden candelabras. Silk drapes in jewel tones cascaded from the vaulted ceiling. An orchestra played in the corner, not too loud, not too soft. Perfect. And everywhere, masks. Feathered masks, jeweled masks, simple black masks, elaborate golden masks. The crowd was a kaleidoscope of mystery and anticipation. Remember, her mother whispered as they descended the grand staircase. Keep an open mind, and try not to insult anyone for at least the first hour. No promises. The evening began as expected boring. Dinderella danced with a man in a silver mask who spoke only about stock portfolios. Then a man in a black mask who couldn't stop mentioning his yacht. Then another who, Your Highness, may I have this dance? She turned. He wore an orange mask, unusual choice. Not gaudy, but vibrant. Sunset orange with gold accents. It should have looked ridiculous. Instead, it was ... striking. But it was his voice that caught her. Rich, warm, with an undercurrent of something she couldn't quite identify. Confidence. Mischief? I don't usually dance with men who match the color of citrus fruit, she said. He laughed, genuinely laughed. And I don't usually ask princesses who look like they'd rather be anywhere else. That obvious. Your Highness, you've checked your watch 3 times in the last 5 minutes. Dinderella felt her lips curve into a real smile. The first one all night. Fine. One dance. But if you mention cryptocurrency or your family's real estate portfolio, I'm gone. Deal? Though I should warn you I might mention philosophy or terrible puns. Can you handle that? I'll manage. He took her hand, and something electric shot up her arm. His touch was confident, but gentle as he led her onto the dance floor. The orchestra swelled into a waltz. So, she said as they began to move, "What brings you to this circus?" "Curiosity. The chance to meet someone interesting without all the usual pretenses." "And have you met someone interesting?" "I mean, his amber eyes visible through the mask met hers. I'm dancing with her right now." It should have sounded like a line. Instead, it felt like truth. They moved together like they'd been dancing for years. He anticipated her steps, guided her through turns with effortless grace. Around them, other couples blurred into background noise. "Tell me something real," Dinderella heard herself say. "Something you've never told anyone at one of these events." He was quiet for a moment, considering. "I think most people spend their lives playing roles. We wear masks even when we're not at costume parties. We pretend to be who we think we should be instead of who we are." Deep thoughts from a man in an orange mask. "You asked for real, but he was smiling." "Your turn. Something real." "I'm terrified," she admitted, surprising herself. "Everyone expects me to find someone tonight, to fall in love and secure the succession. But what if I don't? What if I'm not capable of the kind of love that everyone writes poems about?" "You're capable." His voice was certain. "You just haven't met the right person yet." "How do you know?" "Because incapable people don't worry about being incapable. They just go through the motions. You're here, trying, questioning. That's not incapacity. That's fear. And fear means you care." Something inside her chest cracked open. They danced through 3 songs, then 4. Dinderella forgot about the time, forgot about the other suitors, forgot about everything except the man in the orange mask, who spoke to her like she was a person, not a princess. "I wish I could see your face," she said softly. "Would it matter if I was not what you expected?" "I don't know." Honesty felt easier behind a mask. "Maybe, probably. I'm not proud of it. But I've spent my whole life judging people by appearances. At least you're honest about it. What do you look like under the mask?" He smiled. She could see it in the curve of his lips below the orange silk. "Disappointing, probably. I'm told I have an unfortunate nose." "Liar, your nose is probably perfect." "How do you know?" "Lucky guess." The orchestra began winding down. Midnight approached the time when all masks would be removed. "I should go," he said suddenly. "What? No, stay. We're about to." "I can't." His grip on her hand tightened briefly, then released. "I'm sorry, Your Highness. This was more than I expected, more than I deserve. Wait, at least tell me your name." But he was already moving through the crowd, the orange mask disappearing among the sea of colors. Dinderella stood frozen on the dance floor, her heart pounding in a way that had nothing to do with the waltz. Celeste appeared at her side. "Who was that?" "I don't know." Dinderella touched her lips, which were curved in a smile she couldn't control. "But I'm going to find out." For 3 days, Dinderella interrogated the guest list. Her mother had invited over 200 people, aristocrats, diplomats, successful businessmen, even a few artists and musicians to add variety. None of them admitted to wearing an orange mask. Maybe he crashed the party. Celeste suggested over breakfast. Security is too tight. Everyone was verified. Then maybe he's shy about revealing himself. Some people are like that. Dinderella pushed her eggs around her plate. She couldn't stop thinking about him the way he moved, the timbre of his voice, the things he'd said. Fear means you care, Your Highness. She looked up. Marcus stood in the doorway of the breakfast room, holding a silver tray with fresh tea. Her mood soured instantly. What do you want? Her Majesty requested I bring you Earl Grey. She said you seemed tired. I'm fine. Just leave it. He set the tray down with precise care, probably terrified of spilling another drop. As he turned to leave, something caught her eye. A glimpse of orange fabric peeking out from his vest pocket. Wait! He froze. What's that? She pointed at his pocket. I'm sorry, Your Highness. The orange fabric. Let me see it. His jaw tightened almost imperceptibly. It's nothing, Your Highness. Just a handkerchief. Show me. For a long moment, he didn't move. Then, slowly, he reached into his pocket and pulled out a square of orange silk. Not a handkerchief, a mask. The ballroom tilted. Dinderella gripped the edge of the table. It was you, she whispered. You were the orange mask. Marcus met her eyes, those amber eyes she'd stared into while waltzing. Yes, Your Highness, but you're a servant. You weren't on the guest list. How did you? I was working that night. During my break, I borrowed a mask from the costume room and joined the party for dances. Then I returned to my duties. His voice was steady, but something vulnerable flickered across his face. I'm sorry if I deceived you, Your Highness. It was inappropriate. Dinderella's mind raced. The man who'd made her laugh, who'd understood her fears, who'd made her feel seen for the first time in her life, ... was the same servant she'd screamed at over spilled tea. Humiliation washed over her in hot waves. Get out, Your Highness. I said get out. He bowed stiffly and left. Celeste stared at her. Dindy, what are you doing? He lied to me. He's a servant who crashed a royal event. Danced with a princess under false pretenses. False pretenses. He wore a mask, like everyone else. Isn't that the whole point of the party? To see past appearances? That's different. Ow. Because he's... Dinderella couldn't finish the sentence. Because he's beneath me. The thought made her sick. She avoided Marcus for 2 days. When she did see him in the corridors, she looked away, heart pounding with confusion and something that felt dangerously like longing. On the 3rd day, her mother summoned her to the private library. Sit down, sweetheart. Queen Margareta looked serious, the expression she wore when discussing matters of state or delivering difficult news. What's wrong? Dinderella asked. I've been hearing things about you and one of the staff members, Marcus. He'd flooded Dinderella's face. There's nothing to hear. He overstepped at the masked party. That's all. I'm handling it. Are you? Because from what I understand, you've been hiding from him. I'm not hiding. Dinderella. Her mother's voice was gentle, but firm. I know he was the orange mask. I've known since the night of the party. What? How? Because I saw you dancing with him. I saw the way you looked at each other, and I saw him slip away at midnight. She smiled softly. I had him investigated. Mother, it's my job to protect you. I needed to know who had captured my daughter's attention so completely. She paused. Would you like to know what I found? Dinderella's throat was tight. Tell me. Marcus Sterling, 27 years old, graduated top of his class from Cambridge, with degrees in philosophy and international business. His family owns Sterling Industries, one of the largest tech conglomerates in the world. Combined net worth, approximately $40 billion. The room spun. That's impossible. He's a servant. He works here cleaning floors and serving tea. Because he wanted to. Her mother leaned forward. According to my sources, Marcus requested a year-long sabbatical from his family business. He wanted to understand how ordinary people lived, to gain perspective before taking over the company. He applied to work here under an assumed surname, without revealing his background. We hired him based on his excellent references, all legitimate, just not telling the whole story. Dinderella couldn't breathe. Why didn't you tell me? Because it wasn't my secret to share, and because I wanted to see what you would do. How you would treat someone you believed was beneath you. Her mother's eyes were sad. I'm disappointed, sweetheart. You've been cruel to that young man since the day he arrived. Shame burned through her. Every harsh word, every dismissive gesture, every time she'd made him feel small, ... I'm a monster, she whispered. You're privileged and sheltered. There's a difference, but only if you learn from it. Her mother stood. Marcus submitted his resignation this morning. He'll be leaving Valdoria tomorrow. If you want to speak with him, I suggest you do it soon. Dinderella found him in the servants' quarters, packing his belongings into a simple duffel bag. He looked up when she entered, surprise flickering across his features. Your Highness, you shouldn't be down here. I know about Sterling Industries. The words tumbled out. I know who you really are. His hands stilled on a folded shirt. I see. Why didn't you tell me? That night at the party, when we were talking, you could have said something. Would it have mattered? He met her eyes. You were dancing with me because you didn't know I was the servant you despised. The moment you found out, you ordered me to leave. My last name wouldn't have changed that reaction. That's not fair, isn't it? He set down the shirt. Your Highness, I've spent 6 months working in this palace. I've watched you treat staff like they're invisible. I've heard you snap at people for minor mistakes, dismiss their concerns, act like their feelings don't matter because they're not royal. His voice was calm, but pain edged every word. That night at the party, I got to meet the real you, the woman beneath the crown. She was brilliant and funny and scared and real. But that woman only appeared because you thought I was your equal. Each word was a knife, because he was right. I'm sorry, she whispered. You're right. About all of it. I've been awful. I'm not looking for an apology. I'm stating facts. Then what do you want? He was quiet for a long moment. I want to know if the woman I danced with actually exists, or if she was just playing a role. Another mask. Dinderella stepped closer. Her hands were shaking. She exists. She's terrified. Of what? Of not being enough? Of disappointing my parents, my country, myself? Of feeling things I'm not supposed to feel for people I'm not supposed to notice. She forced herself to meet his amber eyes. I felt something that night, when we danced. Something I've never felt before. And when you found out who I was, I was angry, not because you're a servant, I mean. Yes, initially. But that's not why I stayed angry. I was angry because you saw through me. You saw all my flaws and insecurities, and I couldn't hide behind my title anymore. It was terrifying. Marcus took a step toward her. For what it's worth, I felt something too. That's why I risked attending the party. I'd been watching you for months, trying to understand the contradiction. How someone so sharp and intelligent could be so ... cruel. Wow, you really don't hold back. You asked for honesty. I did. She laughed shakily. Marcus, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to be the person you saw that night, but I want to try. If you'll give me a chance at what? At getting to know the real me, and letting me know the real you. No masks, no titles, just ... To people figuring this out. He studied her face, searching for something. You understand what you're asking. If we do this, if we try, it won't be easy. The press, your parents, society, everyone will have opinions. Let them. The certainty in her voice surprised her. I've spent my whole life doing what everyone expected. For once, I want to do what I want. And I want this. I want you. You barely know me. Then teach me. Show me who Marcus Sterling really is. Show me what made you humble enough to work as a servant. Wise enough to speak about fear and masks. Kind enough to dance with a spoiled princess who didn't deserve your time. Something shifted in his expression. The walls came down. I'm scared too, he admitted. What if you don't like who I am when the novelty wears off? What if? She kissed him. It was impulsive and awkward and perfect. His lips were soft against hers, and for a moment he froze in surprise. Then his hands came up to cup her face, gentle and reverent, and he kissed her back. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, he rested his forehead against hers. I'm still leaving tomorrow, he said softly. Her heart sank. Oh, but not permanently. I need to go back to London, settle some business affairs, explain to my family that I'm not ready to take over the company yet, that I've found something more important. He pulled back enough to look into her eyes. Then I'm coming back, properly this time, not as a servant, but as myself. And I'm going to court you the right way, with your parents' permission and society's scrutiny and all the complications that come with it. That sounds terrible, she said. It does, doesn't it? When do we start? He smiled that same smile she'd fallen for beneath an orange mask. How about right now? 6 months later. The scandal had been spectacular. Princess falls for undercover billionaire. Royal romance, from servant to suitor. The mask that changed everything. The tabloids had a field day. Conservative aristocrats clutched their pearls. The internet exploded with hot takes. Dinderella learned to ignore it all. Instead, she focused on Marcus, on learning his favorite books, philosophy, and terrible science fiction. On discovering he couldn't cook to save his life, but made excellent tea. On late-night conversations about everything and nothing. On the way he looked at her not like a princess, but like a woman he chose every single day. She also focused on changing. She apologized to every staff member she'd wronged. Started learning their names, their stories, their dreams. It was humbling and necessary. Some forgave her easily. Others needed time. She gave it to them. You're different. Celeste observed one afternoon as they walked through the palace gardens. Better or worse? Better, softer, but also stronger somehow. Dinderella smiled, watching Marcus up ahead, deep in conversation with her father about economic policy. He makes me want to be better, not because he demands it, but because he deserves it. That's love, babe. Yeah. She felt warmth spread through her chest. I think it is. That evening, Marcus found her on the balcony overlooking the city. The sun was setting, painting the sky in shades of orange, the color that had started everything. Penny for your thoughts? He asked, slipping an arm around her waist. I was thinking about masks, about how we wear them to hide. But sometimes they help us reveal who we really are. Deep thoughts from a princess in a designer gown. She laughed, turning in his arms. I learned from the best. Listen, there's something I need to tell you. He suddenly looked nervous. My father is stepping down from Sterling Industries next month. The board wants me to take over as CEO. Her stomach dropped. You're leaving? No. Well, yes, but not how you think. I'm moving the company headquarters here to Voldoria. If that's okay with you, you do that. Uproot your entire life? My life is wherever you are. He pulled a small velvet box from his pocket. Which brings me to my next point. Dinderella's heart stopped. I know we said we'd take things slow. I know it's only been 6 months. I know every rational thought says I should wait. He opened the box, revealing a stunning sapphire ring, the exact shade of her mask from that night. But nothing about us has been rational from the start. So, Princess Dinderella, will you marry a former servant who's actually a billionaire who's absolutely, completely, hopelessly in love with you? Tears streamed down her face. That's the worst proposal I've ever heard. Is that a no? It's a yes. You idiot. Yes, yes, yes. He slipped the ring on her finger and kissed her, deep and sweet and full of promise. Around them, the city lights began to twinkle on, tiny stars in the deepening twilight. When they finally broke apart, she touched his face gently. I love you, not because you're a billionaire or because you're brilliant or because you look incredible in a tuxedo. Though all those things are nice bonuses, then why? Because you saw me, the real me, beneath all the masks. And you loved her anyway, always, he promised. Even when she's being a brat about spilled tea. I'll never live that down, will I? Never. He grinned. But I'll spend the rest of our lives making sure you never forget how far you've come. The wedding was small by royal standards. Only 300 guests instead of 3,000. Dinderella wore a gown of sapphire, blue silk with an orange sash as a tribute to the mask that had changed everything. Marcus wore an orange boutonniere as they exchanged vows in the palace chapel. Dinderella thought about masks and truth, about pride and humility, about the journey from princess to person. I promise to see you, she said during her vows, tears streaming freely, not as a title or a role, but as the man who challenged me to be better, to love harder, to live authentically. I promise to love you, Marcus replied, his voice thick with emotion. In every season, when you're kind and when you're stubborn, when you're strong and when you're scared. All of you, always. When the officiant pronounced them married, the kiss felt like coming home. Later, at the reception, as they danced their first dance as husband and wife, Marcus whispered in her ear, "Any regrets?" She thought about the scared girl who'd attended a mask party, the privileged princess who'd looked down on servants, the woman who'd almost let fear and pride destroy her chance at real love. "Not a single one," she said. "You?" He pulled her closer, his smile radiant. "Only that I didn't crash that party sooner." Above them, the chandelier scattered light across the ballroom, tiny crystals catching and reflecting, creating magic from simple illumination. Sometimes, Dinderella thought, you had to lose yourself to find yourself. Sometimes the person who saves you is the one you never saw coming. And sometimes, love arrives wearing an orange mask and changing everything. You thought you knew about yourself. She wouldn't have it any other way. If this story touched your heart, remember, the masks we wear can either hide us or reveal us. The choice is ours. Drop a comment sharing your thoughts and subscribe for more stories that prove love can find us in the most unexpected places.